Hello, and today we're doing a review of Euro 2020 Fantasy for Matchday 5, also known as the quarter-finals. We're going to get straight into my look back at how we got on this week with the team. We obviously had free transfers before the deadline, and we just basically went off on one. We were a bit reckless, and we made a team way too soon, so we kept on changing it, and it was a massive points hit of minus 48. But we'll look at this week, see how many points we scored, and we'll try not to be as reckless this week. But if you do go on to enjoy the video, smash a like on it. Remember that on Tuesday, I will be doing my Euro Fantasy semi-finals or Matchday 6 preview and team selection. So make sure you go check that one out on Tuesday. And also on Tuesday, we'll be doing a special video trying to find the next out-of-position defender, the next Stuart Dallas, the next John Lundstrom in FPL 2021 to 22. So that should be a great one. Smash a like on that as well. But here on the Roberto the Hornet channel, we are looking at Euro Fantasy for Matchday 5. And it wasn't a great start, to be honest, but it ended well. So we'll take it at the end of the day. Hopefully, your teams, if you did have a team, did well. I think it was a week where a lot of big teams were already knocked out, Netherlands and France. So you had to be careful about the way you kind of split the ownership of certain players. But I went for it, and we actually did kind of hedge our bets a little bit. The only game we didn't do that was Belgium-Italy. We had 2 players from either team. But then with England, we had 4 players. With Spain, we had 4 players. And, of course, we had that other game in the Denmark one. We had 2 Denmark defenders. They didn't get the clean sheet, but they did get points. So I'm very happy after that. So let's start off by saying the perfect captaincy. It's what you love to see. So match day 1, obviously, it was Lukaku. You love to see it. Match day 4, Benzema. You love to see it. But between then, it was a bit horrible. So we wanted another strong one, and we couldn't have picked a better captaincy in the end. We started off by captaining Pablo Sarabia, but he went on, got subbed off after, the halftime interval, which was just so frustrating. You hate to see it. 1 point, doubled to 2. You really don't like it. But we looked at match day, day 2 of match day number 5, and there were some England options. I think everyone was looking at the England options for that match with Ukraine. We went with Harry Kane, and it was the perfect captaincy for Harry, the Hurricane, for England. And what a great game he had. So clinical, so venomous, and 2 goals from close range. The first one, lovely ball through from Sterling, and he just slides it home. The second one, lovely header through the legs of the goalkeeper. Have a bit of that. So that was so nice. Basically, the thing to say is, for my fantasy team this week, the England boys carried. They absolutely did, because before that, after match day 1's games, obviously the minus 48 did hurt me a lot in rank. And hurt me in a lot of my mini leagues, which was kind of like, how am I going to recover from this now in this week? But we actually did really well to just kind of redirect what was a really bad position into a really strong end to the game week. So I'm loving that, to be fair, at the end of the day. So let's get into it, shall we? My Euro Fantasy review of this match day. So to start off with, we actually did say in middle of the game week, or actually no, before the deadline, that I think that the team could actually, I think it was when we'd made our subs for match day, for the second day of match day 5, we said we can still surpass 60 points, which was bold, to be fair, from me, because at that point in the day, we were on a pretty disappointing 15. We went to 21 after the first day, which was not bad, but still decent. And we got a few points here and there, pretty scattered around, basically. Jordi Alba got an assist. But we said, yeah, we can get to, above 60 points, even though we're on 15. It was on 21, but then, of course, you made the substitution. So we lost 6 points from that, and we lost 6 points from changing the captaincy to Harry Kane. But it was a great decision in the end, so I'm loving that, to be fair. And I'm loving the fact that we did surpass those 60 points. We got 62 this week in matchday 5 in the quarterfinals. So it was perfect, really. The England lads were clinical. And yeah, all right, the Denmark defence didn't stay strong, but certainly those 4 subs, more than not, were very useful for me. So we start off with Harry Kane, 20 points, love it. You know, that is just exactly what you want to see. 2 goals from the forward and 20 points doubled from the 10. So that is lovely, lovely stuff. Next to him, his strike partner in my team, Romelu Lukaku, got a goal against Italy. Now, I do have Donnarumma, and then I subbed him out for Schmeichel. But at the end of the day, it's worth it to get Lukaku's penalty goal, and good to see that he was on those duties, of course, with Eden Hazard out with an injury. But he was, a goal, not too much going on for Lukaku, but I'll take the return. And then the midfield, there was a few problems in midfield, but Raheem Sterling kind of solved those with a great assist. You love to see that. Jack Grealish, I gambled and I played him. I thought he might come off the bench and do something again, but turns out he never played, and England just made other subs, brought on Jude Bellingham and Calvert-Lewin, but fair enough. Dani Olmo, 2 points, not good. He was so involved in that Spain game, and to be fair, Switzerland were just getting peppered with pressure, but unfortunately Dani Olmo, after coming off the bench for Sarabia, which, on the one hand is a nightmare for my captain, but on the other hand, Olmo at least gets some minutes. It was just frustrating because Olmo couldn't put the chances away, but at least he's always a threat, so he could be good going forward for that semi-final. And of course, Damsgaard, once again, gets 1 point. I mean, it's a joke really, because he looked like he might get the 2 points because he was taken off in like the 59th minute. Just allow it for the 60th minute, but no, they give it the 1 point. So, not great really, the midfield, but Raheem Sterling did the bits, so it's all right. And then in the defence, we had a very strong defence. So, basically, the forward line was peak, really. It was really good. It was the top of the charts. Then the defence was, second best. The worst part of the game, really, was, I guess, the goalkeeper, because you expect a clean sheet, and we didn't get it. But second to that is the midfield, which was a bit of a shambles, with Sterling the only one returning, but the defence was so lovely to see. Jordi Alba, lovely assist. It could have been a goal, but it was taken away from that. It was originally 8 points, I think, then down to 5 once he'd played 60 minutes, because, of course, the clean sheet got wiped as well with that goal from Xherdan Shaqiri. Spinazzola is the only defender who let us down, and to be fair, he's been amazing this tournament, so I'll let him off. And, of course, it was so sad to see him go off injured. That was a really, really gutting injury. The Achilles tendon is never a nice one to tear there. So, he's had a great tournament. He's done bits for my fantasy team, but his time is over and his tournament is up, unfortunately. But, 2 points is what it is. Italy haven't been keeping that many clean sheets, but you'd expect that, I guess, when you're this late in the tournament, even with their, good record. They're facing good sides. And then Luke Shaw, 12 points. What a transfer in that was. I was loving that. I mean, to get 2 assists from one defender is just fabulous. So, obviously, in hindsight, it would have been amazing if I'd have captained Luke Shaw, but no one's going to captain a defender, let alone an England defender. So I'm still very happy with that Harry Kane captaincy. But, fair enough. Luke Shaw did the bits for me. The first one, fantastic free kick for Harry Maguire. And then the second one, just lovely collecting the pass, the back heel from Sterling. And he just waits for Kane to be in the right position. He just hooks it into the box. Great delivery with that left foot, and Kane is never going to miss that one. So he was man of the match, to be fair, for England in that game. Joachim Mæhle, once again, it's what he does. He gets points. He just gets attack and returns. Lovely assist. He could have had a goal, to be fair. He missed quite a good close range chance, but we'll let him off. An assist is good, and it was a great assist outside of the foot, and just curling to the back post, and it was turned in by Dolberg. So 5 points from Mæhle, very happy with that. Obviously, not great that Denmark didn't keep a clean sheet, but it is what it is. We brought in Schmeichel, we had Mæhle, and it just didn't work our way. But at the end of the day, I'm not too fussed, because Schmeichel, of course, did outscore Donnarumma, who I had originally. So Donnarumma getting the 2 points for the conceding the goal, but Schmeichel came out with loads of saves, despite conceding from Patrick Schick. So he just outscored them with 3 points. We'll take it, lads. So on the bench, 2 from Donnarumma, 1 from Sarabia, 1 from Meunier, and 1 from Morata. So Morata and Sarabia both taken off before the 60-minute mark. That is so unlucky. But I'm absolutely buzzing with that fantasy week, because we've done it. We did what we wanted to do, surpassed the 60-point mark. And the Kane train, whoop whoop, had to work. It was just a great decision. And I went with him over Raheem because, all right, Sterling had been amazing so far, but you just felt, when Kane had got that first goal against Germany, he was going to kind of just start going on a scoring run, and he had a higher ceiling of points potential, I'd imagine. So sure, I'm loving that. That was a great transfer in. But at the end of the day, we achieved those, over 60 points without Jack Grealish, playing in the team and not coming on for any minutes. So yeah, it is a bit of a shame to see him, getting less points than players on my bench like Morata and Sarabia. But at the end of the day, it's only 1 point. I'm not missing out on much. But it's got to be said, Denmark, they're so good so far, and they put in so much passion into their performances. But Patrick Schick, man, he's just too clinical. He might not get the golden boot though because he's not got enough assists compared to Ronaldo, but still he's had an unbelievable tournament. The forward for Czech Republic. So yeah, fair enough. It is what it is. The Grealish decision to sub him on was a disaster, I'll admit. It actually took 1 point away rather than anything else. But considering we went down to 15 before that round of games on the games on Sunday, it was, or Saturday I should say, it was absolutely brilliant to go all the way up to 62. And thank goodness I brought on Luke Shaw and Myler. I did have a pretty disappointing first day, to be fair, but 21 points is not bad. But then we just smashed day 2, and after it resetting to 15, we had a lot to do. But yeah, it was just solid stuff, really, and you can't really complain. One thing I do want to complain about, though, is Damsgaard. I mean, how are you taking him off, Denmark manager? Just leave it out. He's such a great attacking threat. He gets goals. He goes for shots from long range. You might as well keep him on the pitch, but it is what it is. 1 pointer. What can you do about it? I mean, Olmo was a bit frustrating because I had this feeling he'd do something off the bench, and with the amount of chances he had, he certainly could have done. But no, I'm still very happy with this team. And yeah, at the end of the day, I had a great match day 5. So put it in the comment section below. How did you score in match day 5? Did you captain Kane? Fair play if you did. My overall rank, though, going into match day number 6 and the semi-finals is 350k, which is not bad, but it's pretty awful when you consider where I was. So at the start of the game week, before when the last 16 had finished, I was on 61k, and that's because of the minus hits, the minus 48 hit that I've dropped like a stone. But like I said, we take it on the chin. We learn and move from that situation. We just were a bit reckless with our transfers, but we'll be a bit more conservative this time. Yeah, I have lost interest a little bit, but I was just having a bit of fun. And it just shows, even with a big hit like that, to score a consistent amount of points this week. Sometimes these things are worth it. This week it wasn't, but still had a great week. So I was happy with the team that went out. It wasn't ideal the way that we got there, but at the end of the day, we'll be a bit more patient and a bit last minute with our selection for the semi-finals, hopefully. So 62 points with a minus 48 hit. You can technically say it's 14 points, but it's not really, because the minus 48 is taken off before you start scoring points. So it's 62, just, pretty much. Overall points, though, for me right now is 257. Pre-match day, of course, I was on 243. So, yeah, all right, it basically is 14 points. But I went down to 195 after that hit, and then back up to 216, and then back down to 210. And then after day 2, it was all the way up to 257 again. So, yeah, it was a bit weird, really. But at the end of the day, I'll take it. It's a green arrow. Not sure how, but no, I guess it's a green arrow when you're like comparing it to day 1 of the match day. So, all said and done, it's a good week for me, and we'll, not look too much at the rank, but we'll focus more on the personnel we've got, which looks pretty good going forward. So I'm happy with the team, and I think we do pretty well. So yeah, top in 2 of my mini leagues, and yeah, although it was a 61k original rank, 350k is not too bad. Fair enough if you think you can do better, but I'm pretty content with it, to be honest. So moving into the semi-finals, of course, we've got 5 free transfers, so that will be interesting. But yeah, we basically were saved by Myler and the England players. So fair enough, we did well to kind of rescue a pretty difficult situation and have a solid finish there. So If you did score well in match day 5, comment down below and I shall see you for the next one. Bye bye.